So let's talk about the BYO Booth printing tab. We've got a couple options in here for you to kind of control your costs and control how many prints you want. So the first thing is the auto print button. What that's going to do is it's going to print the photos automatically as they're downloaded. So every photo that gets pulled in will print. You can set the number of copies, so if you want just one to print every time it's pulled in, you can do that. If you want 10 to print every time a photo is pulled in, you can do that. So you would just change that number here and the number of copies. The limit user prints. This one gets a little weird. So this is going to limit the number of prints that a particular user can get over a certain period of time. So it's going to be linked to the username of the person who shared that photo. This is primarily used to prevent abuse. Some kid events you can get out of control, stuff like that. The example that we use all the time is you can set it so that a user gets 3 prints every 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, they can come back and be able to get 3 more. Now, if you do want this enabled for your event, I recommend turning it off during testing, because you will reach the limit of your prints and you'll wonder why your photos aren't printing. I've spent far too much time personally troubleshooting that, and it's annoying every time. So we've also got a max number of reprints. So this is another feature that we have in there to prevent abuse. So you can set it, we've got it defaulted as 5, and after 5 photos have been printed, it won't print any more of that particular photo. The printer scale, X margins, and Y margins that you see here, it's to kind of help with different printer settings. So different printers may print the photos with different margins. So if you're having trouble getting the printers, the print to line up on your 4x6 print, you could adjust the settings here. So the defaults are a 1.00 scale, X and Y set at 0. So the X and Y are pixels. So if you are putting in 2 and 3 and 4 and you're noticing it's not moving over, that's because it's moving at 1 pixel and 2 pixels and 3 pixels. With the design being 1800 by 1200, you can see just how much that might need to go in order to really push it over for you. So the print counter here, it's set at 0 right now, but it's going to keep a running tally of the number of prints. So if you are limiting the number of prints per event, or if you're charging per print, you can kind of track that right there, and then you can just hit the button, the little arrows there, to reset to 0. And then the last thing on this screen is going to be your printer. So by default, we're going to print to the default Windows printer. So that's in the Windows control panel, and it's the printer that's set to default. As an alternative, you can also select the printer here, and it's going to pull in anything that you have set up in your Windows system. So you would set it to the right printer, and then you could choose your printer properties. Again, you always want to set it to the 4x6 option. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@photoboothsolutions.com.